Good evening and welcome to the program. This is Ubuntu channel and your program is right here, Meet Your Leaders. And tonight we'll be looking at Zambia Army and Police Service recruitment. And this regards the process and everything that is surrounding the process. And to host it, my name is Chaza. I do have my co-host Lance. Lance, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Thank you so much, and good evening to our viewers. Today is an exciting day as we are talking about the much anticipated, recruitment process. At least we want our people out there to have a clear picture of how the recruitment process is like and what are the requirements, plus not get scammed by people who are very unscrupulous out there. So it's really going to be a good program and looking forward to it.
Beautiful. And we'll actually be joined by, the Brigadier General Genoh MUKE, who's coming from, the Zambia Army, and he happens to be the Director General for Civil Military Affairs. He'll be giving us, the standpoint as regards, Zambia Army. And later on, we'll be joined by the spokesperson for Zambia Police, and I'm talking about Commissioner Ray Hamoonga. Right about now, the General has actually joined us. General, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, good evening. How is the evening?
The evening is pretty fine. How is your evening?
Well, so nice, cool.
Nice. I hear that the weather is pretty fine in Lusaka. I presume that you are in Lusaka.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I've been told that it was somewhat drizzling and the like, and there's much of fresh air. Unlike the other parts of the country, it is actually very hot. We get straight into the program. Like earlier indicated, we want to get the authentic information as regards the recruitment process, Zambia Army, perspective. Lance, I'll throw it to you. Let's get started with the questions.
Right. Thank you so much, Chaza. I was almost joking with you to say, I see the reason why you are profusely sweating. Kanshi Kokopala, it's too hot.
Very hot indeed.
Okay. As earlier announced, that we'll be talking to Brigadier General MUKE right here as we get to understand the recruitment process in the Zambia Army. To you, our viewer, as well as to you, the young people that want to serve this nation under the Zambia Army, this is your time. Make sure that you lend us your ears and hear correctly the information that Brigadier General MUKE is going to share with us as far as recruitment process is concerned. And to kickstart, before we even go to the recruitment process, let's a little bit get your biography. Let's get to profile you. Who exactly is Brigadier General MUKE, and perhaps a little bit of your rising into the rank and file of the Zambia Army.
I see. This Brigadier General MUKE joined the Zambia Army in January 1987. Did military training in Koima, that is in Kabwe, up to 14 December 1988.
Okay.
I was commissioned in the rank of second lieutenant and posted to Arakan Barracks, the ceremonial unit, which is the 2nd battalion of the Zambia Army, which is in Arakan Barracks.
Okay.
I've been a platoon commander, training officer, bandmaster, and staff officer in charge of ceremonies at headquarters. Thereafter, I'm now in charge of civil military affairs, which comprises public relations, military customs, and civil military cooperation at the army headquarters. I've risen through the ranks from second lieutenant to this last rank. This is the last rank. Professional Brigadier General is the last rank in the army as at now. The two ranks, which is Major General and Lieutenant General, that is for the Deputy Army Commander and the Army Commander. Those are ranks which, when one gets, it is a preserve of God. It is not anyone's wish. It's preserve of God that you have those two ranks. So that's why we say Brigadier General is the last. So as I'm saying now, I've reached my maximum. That is the Brigadier General, a professional in the Zambia Army.
Wow. Pretty interesting there, and obviously an inspiration to the youngings or the young people that are eyeing to join the Zambia Army. And in speaking about that, obviously, let's get to start with the recruitment process. Let's get the authentic message coming through from you, sir. How is the process like?
Lance, maybe before we get into the process today, I'd like the general to tell us where he drew his inspiration. And at the time he was joining in the 80s, how was it like before we get to today?
I see. You see, those days in UNIP, there wasn't much people interested in joining the army for obvious reasons, because we were just coming from liberation struggles, and the parents, most of them didn't want their children to join. So we're having officers going around schools looking for would-be officers to join the army. It is different now because there are so many youths, less jobs, and the only alternative is the defense and security wings. So for us, they were actually following us at schools. Immediately you write your exam, before you disperse, they will come and say what the army is all about. They will tell you all the departments in the army, how good they are, and we got inspired. But for me, I was a school cadet at Kabronga Boys, and I was in charge of that Kabronga Boys and the party, the Kabronga Girls. That was 1986, 87, somewhere there. So that's how we joined. And we found ourselves in Kabwe, running up and down, and we started about 200 of us, and we only completed 81 of us.
There's a rumor that during those days, I don't know if Lance was there. I was a young boy then. We heard that it was compulsory when you finish secondary school, before you get to college or university, you'd be trained. You'd receive military training. How is that?
Yes, the grade 12 Rivers used to go for national service. So straight from writing your grade 12, you go to national service, and there you are taught various skills and also military skills to make sure that the youths of Zambia were patriotic. And that is why you find that those who have gone through national service, they are the way they perceive things is different from those who have not been to national service. Because for now, we see people, even some elders, who are not patriotic. They say anything they want to say on Zambia, the outside world. That was not there in UNIP.
Okay.
Lance, I'll throw it to you now.
You know, it's pretty interesting. But anyway, at least after learning to see or know where you got your inspiration or how it was back then, let's quickly forward it to the youth of today. Like you mentioned, um, so let's just go direct to the recruitment process. The advert is out. Um, Qualifications or requirements have been put across. But Brigadier General Muke, you will still be sad to know that there are people who are still getting scammed, despite the army telling them there's nothing like you paying money. People are still paying money. People are still thinking of a shortcut. Perhaps they didn't read the advert. Let's quickly take them through this process. How simple is it?
Thank you very much. In fact, you've done well. You see, we've been telling people time and again that when joining any of the defense wing, there is no money. There's no money which is asked for someone to pay. It is not there. Immediately you hear someone saying, you need to pay this for me to do ABCD. Just know that you're about to lose your money. Because there's no charge. Mind you, even when they go for training, I'm sure this is the only place where, as you are a job seeker, you are even paid an allowance. Immediately you sign your papers, you qualify to start training, you start getting an allowance. So we don't ask money from the recruits or officer cadets. So people should know, report such kind of people, even if he's in uniform, go to police and report. In fact, I would want to see one who catch anyone asking for money and you have evidence, that person will say is patriotic. We may even assist him to join. So let them report people asking for money to join the Zambia.
There's even a clip to that. Who request IT to just show us a clip where we have a minister who is actually disputing that these pages and soliciting for money and the like are not actually authentic. Let's see that clip. It appears IT is not ready or something. We may even get to see that clip probably later on. Maybe General, I would like to find out from you, because there's also a rumor that where these recruitments are concerned, priority is given to the dependents, to the officers, such that no matter the number, the dependents take priority. How true is that rumor?
I've got dependents myself, and I've not been given that opportunity, or can I say privilege. I've got my niece, and this niece, I told her, go and throw in the box at the gate. What should speak for you are your results. The results. And she said that. So at the gate, there is a book, because we want to know who actually applied. So if you pass through Arakan Barracks at the gate opposite DK, you will find some youths there posting. We have simplified the issues because of the long queues. And we're also very grateful to ECZ that they have also simplified the issue of verification, whereby someone can now verify through just a phone instead of going to line up. I'm sure you saw the queues which were there. So it's just touch, that slip, which you get, print it, attach it to the application, and throw it in the box. And there we have got categories. Maybe even before I go there, let me just on these categories, because some people don't know what it means to be regular commission, regular non-commissioned. First and foremost, regular. These are the actual fighters, the ones who make the army. When we say regular, we are looking for the actual fighters. But at times we do recruit, like Air Force and Zambia National Service, they are recruiting also specialists. Those are supporting staff. They are supporting staff to the regulars, because the defense is about the regulars. Those are the ones who defend the country. Those are the ones in our border areas. So when we say regular commissioned, those are the ones we are saying 6 credits or better. Then regular non-commissioned officers, we are saying a full grade 12 certificate. Of course, those who have got extra qualifications, we are saying it is an added advantage. But we are looking for people between the age of 18 to 25 only. Why? Because the training for regular is different from training for specialists. So these are the two differences. The regular commissioned are the officers who are the leaders. The non-commissioned officers are the ones who are led. But within themselves also, they are leaders amongst themselves. But the commissioned officers are those now who lead ahead of everybody. You find that at the lower level, one officer has got 40 men, 40 non-commissioned to look after and to command. 40, 1 second lieutenant with 1 star. He has got 40 men. So that 1 star is the commissioned officer. When he finishes the training, the president commissions personally. It is not a delegated task. The president has to sign a commissioning scroll personally. He cannot even delegate to the minister, no. But for non-commissioned officer, the minister, the army commander can officiate. So these are the two differences.
Okay, so after I didn't, or at least putting a clarification on these two, let's get to look at each category with its own requirements. So grade 12 certificate obviously is found everywhere with Genoh in both categories. And then what else are we looking at? Should medical be part of it? I would like to look at each category with the requirements, so that at least our youth out there, they get it exactly and right, so that nobody should come and cry out, say zinaziwe ma requirements iso naponya mote not in that situation.
Okay. Since we are not recruiting specialists, we are only looking for regular officers and non-commissioned officers. The requirement, as I said, for regular commissioned, 6 credits or better. For non-commissioned, full grade 12 certificate. At least you must have the English there, mathematics, a full grade 12 certificate. But we have not specified to say you must have so many credits, as long as it's a full grade 12 certificate, but with English and math. Now, you need to have, for both, you need to have 18 years to 25. You need to be 1.60 meters for men and 1.57 centimeters for ladies. You must, in both categories, be prepared to undergo military training. You need to be physically and mentally fit. Of course, we have said with no children. This was explained further by, I think, the Commander ZNS, that you see, when we start the training, we don't want disturbances. It's full time. So we don't want people to start asking for permissions. No, my child, no, my grandmother said the child is sick, so I need some 4 days. No, you miss out. You miss out. Of course, one will ask to say, are you sure everyone who joins there has got no child? Well, it is up to you, because we'll not give you permission to go and see your child. We will tell you, we said you are not supposed to have a child. So what are you talking about? So those are the issues. And others may ask, why the height? Of course, we don't want to have someone who is same height with a rifle. How is he going to carry it? How is he going to carry it? For officers, they're supposed to carry swords on parade. And you find the sword is almost his height. It is not possible. So we are not discriminating. It's the requirement. We look at what people need to do whilst on training. So there's no discriminatory arrangements here. One has to be physically fit. If you are not fit, you may die, because it's serious business there. We are trying to mold a normal human being to someone who is supposed to think normally in an abnormal situation. How do you change a human being like that? It's through training.
General, sorry, just on the same issue of should not have children. There was also a query that was brought through, especially into the media, by the young people that have children or have got a child. But this child is, 5-7 years old, but it wasn't a normal birth. It was maybe through an operation. Are these people eligible to come through training, even if their child is 7 or 8 years old?
If you are able to finish the training without being disturbed, although in the attestation form, attestation paper which you sign and you hold the Bible to say, what I've written here is the truth, nothing else but the truth. And you write that I don't have a child. It may have implication in the future, but it's up to the individual to try. No one will be given a chance to go and look at it, look at the welfare of the child. No.
All right. Thank you so much, Brigadier General. Let me also take this time to also recognize the presence of Commissioner Ray Hamoonga, who is Zambia Police Service spokesperson. Commissioner Hamoonga, good evening and welcome to the program. Commissioner Hamoonga, good evening. Okay, internet seems to be at play there. Chaza, you went out before your question. Please, your time. You can ask your question.
I actually went to pick, Commissioner Hamoonga. All right, General, looking at, the numbers of applicants and the selection process itself, numbers are too many. How efficient is the process of selection?
Yeah, the selection has been decentralized. So people are applying in all provincial headquarters. And in those provincial headquarters, they will be given the numbers for each province. Let me mention that, it is very difficult. You cannot employ everyone, because we are also giving limitation. depending on the resources, how many to recruit. So we cannot just say we recruit here in Lusaka. I'm just giving an example. If you, for example, if they say recruit 2,000, so that 2,000 needs to be shared amongst the provinces. So each province will be given the number to recruit. So it is very tricky. One just needs to pray to God, because the numbers are many who are not employed. But the good thing is that at least we are doing it at once. Others can go to Air Force, others can go to National Service in the defense, others can come to Zambia Army. So when you are not picked, it's not the end of the day. Just like some people were not picked during the other sectors. But the difference between ours and the other sectors is that, for example, teachers, when you are recruited, you can even be deployed tomorrow because you are already trained. You can go and start teaching. So for us, it's different. You may be picked, that is stage one, but you have to undergo military training. You have to go military training, undergo military training. So that's the difference between maybe healthy education as compared to us. Us, we are looking for raw material. Those who are not trained, so that we train them, we make them to abide and respect the constitution, respect the people of Zambia, protect the commander-in-chief of the day. So we need to tune those guys and make them not start thinking of their, for example, logic. When we say right turn, someone should say, no, why not left? Because it is shorter. No. We need to tune them. So it is a process.
Okay, and having said so, I would like to find out, what happens, especially during the trainings. And having even heard what you said, that even during your time, you were actually about 200. And those of you that finished, I don't know how you call it, if it's passing out or something, you were about 81 that made it. What happened along the way? We hear that, even during training, there are issues of death and so on and so forth. Just enlighten us on this one.
There's a difference between a course and training. A very big difference. You are training someone to change him from this type of human being to this type of human being. For a course, you just sit down there in class and you are getting, it's either you get what you are being taught or you sleep in class and fail. During training, we are dealing with live ammunition. We train you how to handle the rifles. Mind you, for us, Hamoonga will agree that for Zambia Army, we don't train on say warning shots. No. The police has already warned the people. Why should we come in again to start warning people? So that is why you find that the army to be employed or deployed, it is the preserve of the president. He's the only one who can say, can the army go in and help the police? So why should we come? The police has struggled to warn people. Then we also come and start warning. No. So here, what it means is that when we are training people who are supposed to defend the country, not to do internal security. Internal security is for police. That is why we don't do warning shots, because we are trained to kill the enemy who is destabilizing the country. So during that process, there are accidents. So people need to be very attentive to the instructions being given to avoid accidents.
All right. Let me also pick up Brigadier General.
200, then the rest died. No. That's fair. Of course, there's failing. For officers, let me go through the process for officers. Officers, once we select, they will be told you report to Kawe on such a particular date. When they go there, they will find a team which is called Officers Selection Board, OSB, Officers Selection Board. Because officers are selected, they are not recruited. So that team will carry out up to tests. They will carry out all form of tests, physical, mental, everything. Then those who will be picked to now start training, they will be given some few days to go and recuperate and then come and start now. Once they start, it has got 3 phases. Phase 1, you go through the same training which the non-commissioned go through, so that you as a leader, you should be able to know what your juniors go through. Phase 2, you start now the leadership, how to lead the men, how to lead them even in a situation where it is tense. You should be the last person to break down. I mean, as a leader, how do you break down and then you are even being carried by your juniors? So they go through that process. Phase 3, now you are left. Now you have to demonstrate what you have been taught as a leader. For the non-commissioned, straight on. That is why we say that when we are recruiting, money must be readily available. Because from there, what is happening is that once they do the running around and the ABCD, they are chosen. The ideal situation, if funds are around, the trucks are waiting for them. From there, they're taken to the bush. There's no going back because we have done the medicals and everything. So if we leave you, you go back to the what? You go and contract some diseases. And then when training comes, we say, no, me, I was healthy. So from there, straight to training. So that is where the people need to be ready for training. Don't just come because you want a job. The mindset, you must give yourself to training. You must forget about whatever you are doing. If you are told you are very full, in fact, just say, in fact, sir, I'm very full. Just enjoy the training. There's nothing. They want to train you. Sometimes they push you to because you're handling live ammunition. And they want to see your emotions. They want to control your emotions. So that when you have got a weapon, you don't become emotional and start killing people unnecessarily. No, you need to control your emotions. So during training, we do that to see how far you can withstand. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brigadier General. Actually, it's like you read my mind because I wanted to ask, but I'll still go ahead and ask the question. Like, what kind of people is the Zambia Army looking for in this recruitment? What kind of a mentality should this young person have? And then should they be easily bent towards something? Exactly who are you looking for?
We are looking for qualified Zambians with those qualifications: grade 12, full certificate, physically fit, mentally fit. The rest, you leave it to us who correct such character to what we want. That is why it is a training. We train him to be a normal human being, a good citizen who is supposed to look after the people of Zambia.
All right. Still getting back to the selection process. Suffice that as you are, anyway, when the selection process is done, the number that you are looking for has been selected, and then what going other people decide to abandon ship and get back home because they've seen videos on social media that demoralize them or that show them say, hey, life training in your limba, so ngati when why also, what happens to that gap which gets created? Do those that did not make it into the selection get called, or maybe you go ahead with the same number that has managed to go through?
Remember I said that immediately you sign the attestation forms, you start getting your training allowance. So training allowance, we are talking about figures. If you go beyond, where do you get the extra money to pay the rest? So you are supposed to recruit according to the money given. Because you cannot say, okay, this month we are going to pay half. Those who have not been paid, you will get next month. It does not work like that. Everyone needs to get the allowance. And mind you, that same allowance, I'll tell you myself, that same allowance made us to finish the training. Because we used to sleep and say, tomorrow I'll run away. But then, let me wait for the allowance. When it comes, it becomes good. And then you say, no, next month I'll run away. Months are going. If there is no that incentive, no one can finish. No one can finish. But you see, our youths are strong. We have got strong girls and boys. What should come in the mind of a recruit is that others have done it. So what is wrong with me not doing it? I should also do it. And those are the ones. I'll tell you that there's that video which was going around for that girl who was being punished. I'm sure you saw that. That girl, even today, she's a senior NCO. She talks about the training, how she nearly left, but she enjoyed that she finished. That one is more like a man. That one is a man. So it is just mental stress, but it is just a phase which passes. Just be strong. Just be strong. Don't give up. The number is too big, and once you are selected, you are lucky, you pray to God, and you cannot go and run away once the training starts. Look where you are coming from. How many people have not been picked? And you are lucky that you have been picked. So be strong and tell yourself, I will finish, just like anyone else here will finish. If there will be so many finishing, even me, I will be there. That is the spirit.
Okay, General, just before you come in, General has come in to actually, appeal to the recruits that they have to be strong and definitely they can make it. And there's a lot of confidence that, these youths are strong and they can make it. I'd like you to also speak to those people that, are not going to make it. Because we have seen the faint-hearted after, being left out. We have seen some people taking their lives, when it came to, other recruitments, like for teachers, nurses, and so on and so forth. What is your message to those, youths that are going to be left out? Because indeed, you cannot actually employ everybody at the same time.
What I can say is that, you see, in everything, God has got a plan for everyone. God has got a plan. Sometimes he knows that if you go there, something might happen to you. He will protect you from that. Sometimes he has got something better for you. Even me, I've got friends I joined with. Others are permanent secretaries. And they are saying, I'm not regretting because God chose another path for me. So taking your life is not a solution, because that is not the end of the world. That is not the end of the world. Of course, you take your life. So what? You just waste your life. You are supposed to forge ahead. Okay, this door is closed. Where is the next door? You have to be positive. You have to be positive. I will not encourage anyone who will be left out to take his life or to start thinking that God does not love that person. No, God has got plans for everyone. It's only up to ourselves to identify what God wants us to do in life.
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Genoh. We have seen, Commissioner Ray Hamoonga there having, connectivity challenges. Each time he appears, he would disappear. I hope this time around, connectivity, our hope was only in vain. He has been taken away already. I hope you would actually, succeed to joining us right here. And I would like to ask IT right now to share the link so that the audience out there, for the people that would like to join us in the studio, can join us. And, others that are not able to join us can still send us, that message by typing a message on the comment section there. All right, Lance, I cut you short. You can definitely come in.
Well, thank you so much. Actually, I just wanted to urge the public to come in. Hopefully, Commissioner Hamoonga is in for good this time. Commissioner, good evening and welcome back from the struggle. Commissioner Hamoonga, are you able to get me? Okay, well, the commissioner's internet, unfortunately, today is extremely terrible. But however, we implore you, our viewers, from whichever platform that you are using to watch us, either Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter, come through into the studio via the link that we have shared with you. And better still, leave a comment or express a view underneath this broadcast as it is happening. And Director, if we have messages that have come in already, quickly, let's get to have a look at them as we also allow our Brigadier General MUKE, who is our guest this evening, to respond. All right, Mulungu Ruben says, good evening, my homeboys, Chaza King and Lance Tani. Thank you so much, Jerome, for that message. Quickly, let's dash to another one. Percy says, are you employing officers or just military soldiers? All right, let's take in one more and then let the Brigadier General respond. Wellen says, watching from UK, can you please highlight the action taken when a soldier is drunk in uniform beyond tolerable approach? Thank you. Thank you so much, Wellens, for that question. Okay, let's quickly have one more, and then we get Brigadier General MUKE to respond to the queries that have come in. Director, can we have one last more message? All right, Laura says, good General, I'm sure she's trying to say good evening. Good evening, General, and the panel. How long is the training for servicemen and women? How long is the training for servicemen and women? Thank you so much, Laura, for that message. Brigadier General MUKE, quickly attend to the three questions or comments that have come through as we prepare for the next batch.
Thank you very much. We are recruiting officers, and in simpler term, when we say soldiers, with us, it's the non-commissioned. So we are recruiting both. That's like I said, commissioned officers and non-commissioned officers. So we are recruiting both. The second one is on the drunk soldiers. Of course, we have our own military justice. So the drunk person will be charged and you follow the procedure. You appear before his immediate supervisor to find out why he's drunk on duty. I presume he's drunk on duty. And if they find that this soldier maybe is given a warning, next again is drunk, the case is taken above the immediate supervisor up to the time when this soldier is disciplined. There is even there are cases where the soldier may be chased or a trainee may be chased because we want to train people who adhere to instructions. So if you are told don't do this, and that is where you find pressure to do what you have not been told to do, then you become untrainable. You expel yourself on your own. So people must first and foremost know what are the do's and don'ts in the training camp and adhere to those instructions. And they will keep on reminding them every morning, don't do this, don't do this, so that no one will come up and say, I was not told. On the issue of how long the training, for officers, they must be ready for almost 1 year. That is the leaders, because you have to start with the other one. Then you graduate to the other type of training, which is leadership. So 1 year. If it becomes less, you are lucky. For non-commissioned officers, let them switch their mind to 9 months. If it becomes 6 months, they are lucky. But what is not good is to tell them 6 months and then it goes to 9 months. So the maximum 9 months. Officers, 1 year. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, General, for your response. Let's quickly get to continue engaging our viewers that are watching us right here. That would have to come through, come into the studio and have a one-on-one interaction with the General. You are free to do so. Please click on that link, and when you click on it, make sure that you switch on both your camera and your audio. Should I say allow your mic and your camera so that we can have a better interaction when you join us right into the studio. Click on that link and join us into the studio. Have a one-on-one interaction with the Brigadier General right here, who is our guest this evening, as we are discussing Defense Force and Police Service recruitment right here. We are apologizing on behalf of Zambia Police Service spokesperson Ray Hamoonga, who currently is having some internet challenges. Otherwise, he was very glad to be with us into the studio, but we still try by all means
General, are you getting Lance there?
I didn't get your last.
It appears he has also...
Director, let's take through another batch of messages that have come.
It appears he's also having some internet challenges there, but at least we can hear him.
I'm not getting him, and his picture is frozen.
Yeah, it means that we probably could have lost him to connectivity. So request IT, if there are messages, please bring them on so that we can read them out there for General. And if there are other people that are ready to join us, you can allow them in right here in the studio. Okay, so we do have this one coming from Joseph Mponda. Joseph Mponda is saying, someone was asking here that why are you not recruiting those with grade 9 results who are capable to do trainings. Thank you so much there, Joseph Mponda. Your question will be taken by the general there. Let us have some more. Lance, welcome back and continue with the messages there.
Thank you so much, Chaza. Edmomo Yunda here says, good evening. I really liked the way the Brigadier General MUKE is explaining training is all about dedication and focus, and hope our would-be recruits are learning one or two things. Good job, Brigadier General and the panel. Thank you so much, Muyunda, for those encouraging words, and hopefully our new recruits are able to learn one or two things. All right, let's read one more and then also get to allow one studio guest so that we can have our leader responding to questions or comments coming through. Director, do we have more messages? Remember, we are still imploring you, our viewers, to come through into the studio by simply clicking on that studio link. Join us into the studio, ask your question, express a view, or better still, have a one-on-one interaction with our guest this evening. We've been joined by Himba in the studio this evening. Himba, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening, Lance, and good evening, viewers. Good evening, General, and it's nice to have you on the program.
Good evening.
My question is, General, is there any other programs you have for the officers to take care of their mental health? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Himba. I believe we have 3 questions already, Chaza, all right?
Yes, and just to add on to Himba's question, I think the background is that, men in uniform have been seen to have taken, their lives due to some, challenges that they've faced in life, maybe relationship challenges and so on. You'd find that this officer shoots the wife and shoots himself and so on and so forth. I think that's a background to Himba's question.
Okay. Let's take one more.
All right, Director, let's take one more message so that we can, the general can respond to them at the same time. So Precious says, but it really pains when you are being lifted out from the recruitment for many years. Okay.
So this one probably supposed to be left out, eh?
Oh yeah, I think left out.
Yes.
Because I was lost. Thank you so much, Chaza. Brigadier General MUKE, please respond to the people's concerns.
Thank you very much. First, I want to thank Yunda for the kind words. Let me go to Joseph Mponda. Why not grade 9? You know, technology is changing. Technology is changing at a very fast rate. And some of the weapons which we are using now requires one to have at least some knowledge. I wish I will invite some of you to our training area when we are firing these new weapons. You find that there's mathematics there. There are some weapons whereby you fire from here and your fellow soldiers are somewhere in maybe from town center to near Chiranga or beyond. And maybe the enemy is somewhere in Kafue. So you need to calculate so that those shells do not fall on your friends. And there's little time. It's not an exam where now we start looking for the formula and what have you. These are taught and they are supposed to respond very fast. Fire and change position. And that is why you find that most of we have been watching the Ukraine arrangement, where these weapons now are on vehicles. So that when you fire, you change your position because it will be detected. So you have to calculate very fast, fire and leave position, go to another position. So it is not, people just think of AK-47. No. We have complicated guns which requires mathematics, which requires you at least English, so that when you are being given instruction, the instructions will not be given in local language. You don't get it, you kill your friends. That is why we have upgraded. Those days we just used to get someone, can you shoot that tree? Ah, this one is a very good fire. Things have changed. We are moving with time. Thank you. Mental health. Yes, that is why we are saying that during training, we push you to extremes so that we know how far your mind can take problems. In the army, I'm proud to mention that the issues of killing each other or taking one's life are not very rampant because of what we teach them. Of course, when you have so many people, there are some few elements who may have hidden their characteristics during training, and those are the ones we see, and we don't tolerate. That is why if one who dies, he kills himself, we disown him. He will not be buried. He will not be buried militarily. We hand over the family because he is a cost to the military. So the issue of mental health, yes, this is there. We have been talking to them. We have been reminding them. That's why we have got, very soon we shall be having the GB 16 days of gender-based violence, and we are part of that. We train, keep on reminding each other. Those who are left out from training. The question was, how did he?
Actually, she was saying it feels bad to be left out from the recruitment.
Yes, we have mentioned already that it's because of the numbers. It's because of the numbers. In fact, we should even be grateful that the government has given us this opportunity to recruit at once. Some went to teaching, some went to healthy, others are going to correction service, others are going to ZAF, army, police, and so forth. But the youths are so many because they have never been recruited for a long time. Mm-hmm. So when you are left out, we are human beings. One is bound to break down. But as I said, don't take your life. That is not the end of the world. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Brigadier General MUKE. And please allow me to publicly mention and say that I want to take the challenge of inviting me to those trainings. At least I witness one or two things.
Yeah, when we have a demonstration, we shall invite some few media houses so that we appreciate how these recruits will be transformed and they'll demonstrate what they have been taught.
Okay.
So it will be a very exciting day.
But okay, General, you must also warn Lance that it's not for the faint-hearted, even if you have gone there to be a spectator.
Let's get on with public engagement. In the studio, we have Flex, but Flex, kindly unmute your mic and your camera so that you can best engage with us in the studio. Kindly unmute your mic and your camera. And then we also have Wellens. Wellens, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Lance. Am I heard? Am I clear?
Very clear.
Thank you. Good evening, General.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate, for keeping our country safe. So my question is very simple this evening to you. I'm sure it's something that you are very familiar with, since you have a very vast experience in your role. Now, with these recruitees that you are actually bringing into your section, what is the message to the people who will be actually attending to these recruitees? Because rumor has it that sometimes there are actually areas where we have heard that some ladies have been sexually abused in the camp, and some ladies have been actually pregnanted by the senior officers, not the same recruitees. What is the punishment for such events if they happen? Thank you.
Let me take this one. That's a very important question. For us, the message is very clear. All these recruits are our children as Zambians, and they are joining us so that they can help this country to be safeguarded. People are retiring, new ones are coming in, and these are the ones who are coming in to take over. So if one, for example, I'm talking to all the ladies who find themselves in a training area, don't accept any favor. If you think that because if you give in, that is when you have favors. No. One, if you don't report, it's an offense on you. If you report immediately, that instructor will be removed and charged. We don't tolerate on that one. The problem has been people don't report. So it's very difficult. You find they just go and speculate. And the law does not work on speculation. Don't fear that if I report him, I'll be chased. No, you'll be protected. Because that person will be removed from that, which means he's not fit to train the children. That's the message to all the girls. We don't tolerate. If it happens, it does not reach our ears because people are shielding them. All those who will be chosen, because we have not already chosen who is going to train where. All those who will be trained or will be training these Zambian children, be aware that if you are caught, and I'll repeat, if you are caught, my friend, if you have worked for 10 years, you will waste your 10 years because you will be chased. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, General. We do appreciate that. Do we have some more messages? Do we still have Flex and probably any other person that would like to join us in the studio? If they are there, please let them in. And if we still have some messages, please let them in also so that we can read them out.
I think I saw one message from Laura, if I'm not mistaken. I think we can take that one. All right, we also have something from Catherine who says that, good evening, General. My question is, do you recruit every year? And why don't you go up to 30 or 35 years of age? All right, let's have Laura as the last one. Okay, so Laura says, sir, I would also like to find out, what is your policy for the physically challenged? Do you also consider them in recruitments? I believe that's what she is asking. In general, you can deal with these two, as we also give you a chance to say something to the nation.
Lance, maybe before he comes in, there's also a message coming from Chibonta Jule, who is actually finding out that when are you closing, or have you closed receiving applications?
Okay. Let me start with Catherine. Recruitment, ideally, it's supposed to be every year. But of course, we know that the government hasn't got enough money, because there are a lot of other areas also which require the same money from the same cake. So for officers, especially commissioned officers, you find that there's a junior intake and there's a senior intake. Meaning that as the senior intake is leaving, is about to leave, the junior intake is being recruited. But this is not the case. Of course, we know our financial status, but that is the ideal situation. For now, we are not recruiting every year. And as to why we don't go up to 30 years, of course, 30 years is, if you are a specialist, because we take it that this specialist has been in college after secondary school, in college or university, and spent some years to get the degree or whatever qualification. So that is why for specialists, they say 18 to 34, as they have advertised this year. And their training is simpler because they are not the regular. They are not the regular. They are just supporting. But for doctors, even if we do it like that, one may be found in the front to go and treat the casualty. So don't come as a doctor because you think you'll just be in the hospital. There is what we call field hospital. In the field, to treat a patient while the bullets are being fired. So we need to do some bit of training for them also, so that they don't run away and leave the patients in the bush. So 30 years for regular, no. The training is tough. We need young blood, because we don't want to have so many casualties. It is good for them. Of course, we can say, okay, 40 years you come and join, but you work for how many years and you retire? You go there, you cannot run, because there is running where you stop feeling tired. Sweat stop coming out from your body. Instead, salt. When you leak your sweat, you find salt there. Then now you even stop getting tired. They can take you anywhere, you can run, which means now you are getting somewhere. So 30 years, my friend, no. 18 to 25. Thank you. The closing date, it's 21 November. We still have time. Let people apply. The normal channel has been advertised in the paper. We have advertised, in fact, all those things have been shared on different platforms. You will see the requirements which I've just mentioned here, they are there. Apply. Chances are still there, we have not closed yet. Thank you very much.
We also had a question as regards the deliberate policy or anything about the physically challenged.
I think even the one who is asking can answer that one. I know it is not easy, but this is not the only job in the country. There are also other jobs. We understand our physically challenged also need employment, but this employment, it's difficult to get on our colleagues because of what it takes or what it involves. I think I'll end there.
Thank you so much, General. If we do not have any more question in terms of a comment or anybody to join us in the studio, I'll give the General an opportunity to reach out to the people. If there's any message to the listeners and viewers out there, General, I give you an opportunity to reach out to them.
Thank you very much. Otherwise, the message I had, some of them have mentioned that military training is military training, and we have got our own way of making people be what we want them to be in order to feel safe for this country. There are also issues sometimes people talk about, there is no war, why should we have soldiers? Now the question I pose to them is, those who build houses, they have never been stolen from them before by the thieves. You put up a wall fence, 12 meters. On top there is a razor wire and electric. When you ask this person, you say, they have never stolen from me, but just in case. It is the same. So the nation as Zambia, you want it to be bare because we have not been attacked before. It is not correct. That is why in peacetime, we train hard to fight easy. Because no one will tell us to say tomorrow some province so is being claimed by country so. Then that's when we start training. No, we must be prepared at any given time so that our borders are protected. In peacetime, we train. When a situation comes, it will be easier because we would have already trained for it. Mind you, people are not happy that in Zambia we are having this peace. There are also some people who want us also to start having problems like other countries, which I cannot mention. So it is up to us as Zambians to be proactive and ensure that we safeguard this peace we're enjoying. People are actually looking at us like a role model. We must ensure that we protect this peace we are enjoying. And that is why we want to train. We want to train our soldiers, want to train our officers to be ready for any eventualities so that we protect our resources, our people, Zambia. We protect our constitution. We protect the government of the day. That is our duty. I thank you.
General MUKE, we do appreciate so much your time being with us, and you have given us the information that we need. People out there have been enlightened, and also ourselves right here. We look forward to even having you even next time. It's just unfortunate that Commissioner Ray Hamoonga has totally failed to join us due to connectivity. Otherwise, myself, the moment I saw the two of you, one on the left, one on the right, with your hats, I was very excited and I wanted it to be that way, but unfortunately it couldn't be. We greatly appreciate, not forgetting my co-host Lance, the people, the participants that joined us in the studio. We do appreciate so much, not forgetting the comments that you have made, the questions that you have asked. We do appreciate. And those of you that were just following us via Facebook or YouTube, we greatly appreciate. And it's been Meet Your Leaders right here, the IT, CJ, and not forgetting Emmanuel. We do appreciate. Till next time, this has been Meet Your Leaders, and my name is Chaza. God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
Fellow countrymen and women, fellow citizens, especially the youth of Zambia, I'm taking this opportunity to alert you that I have seen on social media scammers who have opened false Facebook accounts in my name and in the name of other government leaders, purporting that I or we are in a position to assist in the ongoing recruitment processes regarding the various jobs being advertised by government agencies such as ZAF, Zambia Army, etc. I want to put it very clear and categorical that no minister of the New Dawn administration is involved in this recruitment process. To that extent, no one should be duped or scammed that I or any minister has capacity to influence the processes of recruitment. Those processes are purely being professionally managed by the agencies concerned. So, be better warned not to fall prey to these scammers who want to be optimistic about your predicament that you are looking for a job and ask you to start depositing money in their false accounts so that they swindle you out of your hard-earned income. Please be better warned and do not say you were not warned. I have seen people before who have lost a lot of money out of these same false accounts where they are being asked to say, can you deposit money? We'll help you for women empowerment, for youth empowerment, now for a job, recruitment. This is not the position of government that ministers are involved. So let's be on the alert, all of us.